How to develop a mind that wins every time. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is the way you think, the choices you make, and the habits you build. Every day you're faced with two paths, one that leads to growth, success, and fulfillment, and the other that keeps you stuck in the same cycle, repeating the past. The difference lies in your mindset, your actions, and your willingness to change. Winners aren't born, they are made. They don't wait for luck, wish for opportunities, or hope for success. Instead, they train their minds to dominate challenges, turn failures into fuel, and push forward when others quit. They develop a deep, unshakable belief that no matter the odds, they will find a way to win. While most people let fear, doubt, and distractions control their lives, winners take control of their thoughts, master their emotions, and condition themselves to thrive under pressure. But here's the truth, thinking like a winner is not a talent, it's a skill. And just like any skill, it can be learned, trained, and strengthened over time. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you get. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or incapable of achieving your goals, it's not because you lack the potential. No, not at all. Rather, it's because your mindset hasn't been trained for success yet. Today's content isn't just words from a YouTube content creator. It's a blueprint for transformation. It's a guide to rewiring your mind, breaking free from self-imposed limits, and stepping into the life you were meant to live. By the end, you won't just understand how winners think, you'll become one. So, if you're ready to take control of your future, reprogram your mind for success, and develop the unshakable confidence to win in every area of life, then listen closely. The journey starts now. First, adopt the nothing is impossible mentality. Winners don't believe in limitations, they believe in possibilities. They understand that the only true limits are the ones we place on ourselves. When they encounter challenges, they don't allow fear or self-doubt to dictate their actions. Instead of asking, "Can I do this?" which leaves room for hesitation, they ask, "How can I do this?" This simple shift in thinking changes everything. It transforms obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. Imagine what would have happened if the great minds of history had given in to doubt. If Thomas Edison had accepted failure after his first few attempts at inventing the light bulb, the world might still be in darkness. If the Wright brothers had believed that human flight was impossible, airplanes wouldn't exist today. Every major breakthrough, whether in technology or personal achievement, was once considered impossible, until someone had the courage to prove otherwise. Your mind is incredibly powerful, but it can either be your greatest ally or your biggest enemy. If you constantly tell yourself something is impossible, your brain will find reasons to support that belief. You'll subconsciously block opportunities, ignore solutions, and stay stuck in a cycle of doubt. On the other hand, if you adopt the belief that anything is possible with enough effort, learning, and persistence, your mind will begin to look for solutions instead of barriers. Start training yourself to eliminate words like impossible and can't from your vocabulary. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I haven't figured out how to do this yet." Instead of thinking, "This is too hard," shift your mindset to, "This is challenging, but I will find a way." Your words shape your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your actions. One of the best ways to build this unstoppable mindset is to challenge every limiting belief you hold. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I don't have what it takes," ask yourself, is this really true, or is this just a story I'm telling myself? More often than not, these limiting beliefs aren't based on reality but on past experiences, fears, or societal conditioning. A powerful exercise to rewire your thinking is to replace doubt with a question. What would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Imagine for a moment that success was guaranteed. How would you act? How confidently would you pursue your dreams? The truth is, most people never reach their full potential. Not because they aren't capable, but because they never truly believe they can succeed. Winners act as if success is inevitable. They don't wait to feel confident. They take action, and confidence follows. So the next time you face a challenge, remind yourself, nothing is impossible. You have the power to figure things out, to grow, and to succeed. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is your mindset. Change that, and you change everything. The second point is, train your mind to see setbacks as setups for success. One of the biggest differences between winners and those who struggle is how they perceive failure. Most people see failure as the end of the road, something to be ashamed of or avoided. But winners think differently. They don't fear failure. They embrace it as a stepping stone to success. They understand that every setback is a setup for a comeback. Consider some of the world's most successful people: entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, and leaders. None of them reached greatness without facing failure along the way. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school team. Walt Disney was fired from his first job for lacking imagination. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. What made them different wasn't talent alone. It was their ability to see failure as a lesson, not a dead end. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Every time you make a mistake or experience a setback, you gain valuable insights. You learn what doesn't work, what needs to improve, and how to adapt. Winners extract lessons from failure and use them to grow stronger. They don't dwell on what went wrong. They focus on what to do next. To develop this mindset, reframe how you think about failure. Instead of saying, "I failed," say, "I learned." Instead of thinking, "This proves I'm not good enough," tell yourself, "This proves I'm trying, and I'm getting closer." The more you shift your perspective, the less fear you'll have around failing. Another way to embrace setbacks is to look for hidden opportunities in every challenge. Sometimes, what appears to be a failure is actually redirecting you towards something better. Steve Jobs was famously fired from Apple, the company he co-founded. At first, it seemed devastating. But in hindsight, he said it was one of the best things that ever happened to him. It gave him freedom to explore, leading to innovation and Apple's eventual rise to global dominance. When you encounter failure, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can I use this experience to grow? Instead of letting setbacks defeat you, let them refine you. Treat failure as feedback. Adjust your strategy and move forward. Think back to a past failure. What did it teach you? Identify at least 3 lessons. Use those insights to make better choices today. Remember, the road to success isn't straight. There will be detours, obstacles, and doubt. But if you train your mind to see setbacks as setups for success, nothing can stop you. Winners don't quit when they fail. They learn. They adapt. They come back stronger. Success doesn't come down to luck, talent, or background. It comes down to mindset. The way you think, respond to challenges, and believe in your own potential determines how far you go in life. Winners are not born with special abilities. They are forged through discipline, belief, and the relentless decision to keep going when others give up. They adopt a "nothing is impossible" mentality, reframe failure as feedback, and use every setback as fuel for their comeback. But this mindset isn't reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone willing to train their mind, change their habits, and take ownership of their growth. If you can shift your perspective, challenge your limiting beliefs, and act with courage despite uncertainty, you can transform your entire life. You won't always feel ready. You may not always feel confident. But if you move forward anyway, you will grow into the person you were meant to become. So take this as your invitation, not just to think like a winner, but to live like one. The journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Your future is shaped by the mindset you choose today. Choose boldly. Choose growth. Choose to win. Now, if the content shared in this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please share this video with someone you care about. We all need to keep hearing this. As there should be no end to mind growth.